Hey everyone, welcome back to another day of Body Break. Today we're going to be working on our mobility. So when we do this, we're going to be working on stretching our muscles, helping our muscles get longer after we've worked them hard in a strength workout. We're helping to improve our posture, and we're also helping to reduce muscle soreness. So if you did a strength workout and you're feeling your muscles rebuilding, which is a little bit of soreness, this is great and it's going to help to alleviate that soreness and get you stronger in the future. Let's get at it. So we don't need a warm-up for today because everything we do is either going to be stretching or really simple movements to help our joints just work with our body. So we're going to start with what's called a wall walk. So you want to find a sturdy surface. I'm going to use the back of this door here. You want to stand at about arm's length. You can have your elbows bent a little bit, and all you're going to do is crawl up the wall with your fingers until you get to straight arms at the top. And when you get to the top, you can lean into the wall a little bit, and you should feel a stretch through your armpits. Hold for only a second, and then you can slide your hands back down, and then we're going to crawl right back up. Okay, so I'm just going nice and slow, helping to improve the mobility in our shoulder joints. And we're going to do 10 reps. Moving up, in, and then back down. If your shoulders only let you come up to about here, that's perfectly fine. Just go until you feel the stretch and hold, and then release. The more you do this, the more movement you're going to be able to get in your shoulders. Just going nice and slow. This is a great one to do, especially after an arm day. And once you've done your 10 reps, and we're going to stay near the wall, but we're going to place our back on the wall. And what we're going to be doing now is wall arm slides. So this one, you're going to take your elbows out to the side, and you're going to be squeezing your upper back on the wall. And you're going to try and get your fingers up to the sky. And all we're going to do is slide the back of our hands up along the wall until our arms come up high overhead, and then we're going to come back down. So I'm going to demonstrate on this wall here. So squeezing my elbows and my hands against the wall, getting my upper back touching. We're sliding up to straight arms. And then we're coming back down, nice, slow, and controlled. Elbows back down to our ribs, and then back up. So you should feel the muscles in your upper back working. And once again, we're just getting our joints moving, keeping them healthy. Okay, so we're doing 10 reps here. Just look at me from the side. You see my elbows squeeze down. My upper back would be staying on the wall, and then pressing up. If you don't have a wall around you, or you don't want the wall is dirty or something, you don't want to get your footing dirty, you can just do this like I am right now. Just standing here, just feeling that back squeeze as you come up. Okay, and once you've done your 10 reps, you can let your arms down, shake them out of it, and then we're going to do a chest stretch. So also staying by the wall, getting your elbow in line with your shoulder, hand is going to be flat on the wall, and then I want you to rotate away until you feel that big stretch through your armpit and into your chest. Okay, and we're going to take nice deep breaths and just hold there for about 10-20 seconds. So this muscle's feeling tighter than usual, you can hold for up to 20 seconds. Otherwise, we can switch to the other side. Once again, hand flat on the wall, rotating away, feeling that big stretch through our chest. And we're going to hold for about 10-20 seconds. Good. Next one, we're also going to be using the wall for a calf stretch. So I want you to get your toe up on the wall, and we're going to then lean forward into the wall, coming up onto the toe in our neck, and you should feel that big stretch through the back of our leg. You might even feel it up into your hamstrings if you're really tight there. This is tight on a lot of people, so don't be alarmed if you're like surprised by how tight this muscle is. And we're going to hold for about 10-20 seconds, and we can release and get that other foot up. So once again, toe up on the wall, and then coming up onto the toe on our back foot, lock out that front leg. If you're not feeling a stretch in your calf, get that heel closer to the wall, toe further up towards the sky, and then lean forward. And just make sure that knee's locked out, and you should feel a stretch. Next up, we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. So to do this one, you're going to get one foot in front of the other, toes facing the same direction, and then we're going to lean forward into our front leg, and you should feel that through your hip flexor here. You might even feel it through your quads down on the front of your leg. If you're at home, you have somewhere to put your knee, or you want a deeper stretch, come down onto one knee, toe tucked to the back, and then we're gonna rock forward, and it'll just give you a more isolated stretch on that muscle. Once again, giving it a 10 to 20 second hold. The more the better, the more time you have, the longer the stretch you can give it. Once we're done that, you're gonna get that other foot in front, looking the other foot back. Once again, toes are facing the same direction. And we're gonna bend down into that front knee, and you should feel that through your hip flexor. And once again, if you want to, come down onto that knee, keep your toe tucked to the back, so I don't want it flat laying on the ground. Toe is tucked, and we're rocking forward, feeling that isolated stretch. Good, just holding there, keeping your chest up high, not bending over. If we're here, we're not gonna get as good a stretch as if we're up tall. Good, after a few seconds there, we're gonna go feet wide, toes forward, and we're gonna push our weight back through our heels, coming down into one side, bending low, and you should feel that stretch on the inside of your leg. So as you can see here, my knees aren't over top of my toes, so I'm not forward onto my toes with my weight. My weight is back through my heels. I could wiggle my toes if I want to. And once I've held for a few seconds, I'm gonna come over to the other side, push those hips back, keep that chest up tall, and if I want a deeper stretch, tilt that torso towards the straight leg. Once again, holding there, big stretch on the inside of the leg. And after we're done that, we're gonna go feet together. Hold on to something if you need to, desk, a chair, something that just won't move. And then we're gonna grab our ankle at the back. You can also hold on to the back of your shoe or the back of your pant leg. You can even wrap a tea towel under your foot to help bring your leg up to your hips. And we're gonna hold there. You should feel that big stretch through the front of your leg here. And if we're sitting all day, this muscle usually gets tight, so this is a good one to do after a long day in the office. And let's release that, and we'll hold on to the other side. So once again, back of the shoe, grabbing onto your pant leg, using that tea towel, anything you need to do to feel that stretch through the front of our leg. It's always a good idea to do your stretching after your workout, so never skip on out on that on a strength day. We want to always make sure we're giving our muscles the recovery that they need. After done that, we can let that foot go. The next step, we're doing a neck stretch. So just hands by your side. I want you to take one ear to your shoulder, coming over nice and slowly, and you should feel a stretch on the side of your neck here. If you want a deeper stretch, take the outside hand and gently pull on the outside of your head until you feel a deeper stretch. And it's going nice and relaxed. Try to stop those muscles in your neck from working and just let them go loose. And then nice and slow, using that hand, we're gonna push our head back up to center, and then we're gonna take our ear to the other shoulder. Down, once again, into one deeper stretch, gently pulling the outside of the head, and just holding there. Now that we've done our neck, the next stretch we're gonna do is in our arms. So you're just gonna stick out one arm straight, point our fingers down to the ground, and then we're gonna pull in at our knuckles until you feel that stretch on the top of your arm. And we're just gonna hold there, nice deep breaths. Should feel like a great stretch, especially if you're writing or typing all day. And once we've held for about 10 to 20 seconds, on that same arm, we're gonna go palm up, fingers once again down to the ground, and then pulling in at our fingers, and then we should feel that stretch on the underside of our arm. So we keep holding there, try and lock at that elbow if you can. If that hurts the joints a little bit, just give it a little bit of a bend, and then just keep pulling in at those fingers. Good, once we're done that, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So one arm up straight, fingers down to the floor, pull in at the knuckles, and just holding there, feeling that big stretch on the top of your arm. You might find that one side is tighter than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Once we're done there, palm up, fingers down to the floor once again, pull in at those knuckles, and then feel that big, nice stretch on the top of your arm. Next up, we're doing a tricep stretch. So we're gonna take one arm right up in the sky, hand goes behind the head, and then we're gonna pull that elbow down towards our hips. And you should feel this in your triceps on the back of your arm here. I'm just gonna hold there. If you find that you can't get your arm up all the way, that's fine. Just press it where you can, and we'll work on that shoulder mobility as we go along.
You'll notice that every time you do this, you get a little bit looser on each side. And switch there, other arm goes straight up, pull that elbow down towards the hip, and a big stretch. If you're tight, you might even feel it down through the side here, and that's totally fine. We're just gonna keep stretching.
Good, nice work. We can let that go. We've got 2 stretches left to do. First one is a lat stretch. So for this one, you're gonna clasp your hands together, roll our fingers up to the sky, and then just pulling over to the one side. You should feel this in the side here. So linking those fingers together and then pulling off to the side, taking nice deep breaths. Try not to let your body twist as you do this. You're just coming straight over. Good, and then from there, coming up nice and slow. Fingers stay linked together. Bring them over to the other side. Nice big stretch through our side. And pulling over. Good, a nice slow release there. Last one we're gonna do is a triangle pose. So if you've done yoga before, you've probably done this one. We're gonna have our feet wide. One toe is gonna be facing forward, and then the other toe is gonna be pointed out. Whichever toe is pointed out, that hand is gonna come down to our ankle. Try and keep both of your legs straight. Then the other arm is gonna come up to the sky, and just look towards your hand. Try and come down as low as you can. You should feel this in your hamstrings and through the inside of your legs. Just hold there, nice deep breaths. If your arm starts to get tired, you can drop it in, but try and keep it up there the whole time. It's a nice one to finish off on. Give those legs a good stretch. And nice and slow, we'll come up from there. Whichever toe is just out, now it's gonna point in, and that other leg can point out. So legs locked out straight again. One hand comes down, fingers up to the sky, and feeling that nice big stretch in our hamstrings and on the inside of our legs. Remember, you can bring that hand down if it starts to get tired, but do try and keep it up as high as you can. Legs straight. Every time you do this, you'll notice that you'll be able to get down a little further. If you can't get down as far as me, you can only come to here. That's perfectly fine. Every time going as low as you can, getting that big stretch. Good, and after about 10 to 20 seconds, stand up tall, nice deep breath. You are done. We'll see you tomorrow for body break.